We often think heritage means grand forts or ancient temples, but heritage is also everyday monuments. And the Ashoka Pillar in Jainagar carries a story of post independence urban planning, of civic identity, of local symbolism, which meets national ethos. And in this fast moving life of Bengaluru, this pillar is a tangible link to that moment when the city's southern boundary was being redrawn. It invites us to pause, notice, and remember that cities evolve through countless such small markers. Namaste, my name is Sangeeta Venkatesh, and welcome to my channel, Sojourn with Sangeeta, which is all about culture, heritage, temples, travels, and much more. And this month we are focusing on the Karnataka Rajyotsava month, and we're going to talk about big and small things about Karnataka and Bengaluru. So, stay till the end of this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I would really request you to be very kind and do so. It'll mean a lot to me. So, back in 1969, my father built a house in South Bangalore in the residential area of Jainagar. However, my parents came back to live there only after my father's retirement from the Indian Army in 1986. So, Jainagar back then was considered the southern end of Bangalore and was one of the first planned neighborhoods of Bangalore, and an extremely livable place where residential areas were totally different from the commercial places or shops. So the peace and quiet of the residential area was so um, it was just wonderful to live in such a locality and neighborhood. It's a far cry from what Bangalore is there now. So, hence, you see the South End Circle. It is the point where six roads meet, and to mark the southern end of Bangalore, the historic Ashoka Pillar was built by the then Civic Authority (CITV). So now you cut to circa 1986, when every weekend I used to drive home from my hostel accommodation at the Indian Institute of Science. I would go past the iconic Ashoka Pillar, which is now, of course, a landmark of South Bangalore, and a landmark that every Bangalorean worth his or her salt is aware of. So, if you're wondering if there is a story behind this landmark, please stick around till the end, as it is a very interesting story. So, much of what I'm going to talk about is from the research and a conversation from a historian or a documentarian, Aliye Rizvi, and I have taken the liberty to jot it down and bring it to you. So, before the Bangalore Development Authority, or the BDA, came into existence, the Civic Authority was known as CITB, or the City Improvement Trust Board. In the month of August 1948, the CITB approached a civil contractor, P.S. Ranganatha and asked him to build a pillar in a record time of 10 days. Char, a civil engineer, just like my father, had founded this civil engineering company, Messrs. Ranganatha Char and Company. So engineers took this up as a challenge. So Ranganatha Char was born in Chitradurga in 1913 to a Mr. Shyam Iyengar, and went on to study in an engineering college in Lucknow. And after a stint in Bombay, which is now Mumbai, and then Goa, he finally came to Bangalore to be mentored by the legendary philanthropist and businessman Sajjan Rao. And every Bangalorean knows about Sajjan Rao Circle, named after him. So on August 20th, 1948, C. Rajagopalachari, the last Governor General of India, was to unveil a historic stone nameplate on the base of the Ashoka Pillar to mark the birth of Jainagar in South Bengaluru. However, on the eve of the inauguration, Ranganatha Char had to deal with an unforeseen crisis. Now, the project was very well on track when suddenly the main sculptor, he on the project, he went missing. He absconded overnight without a trace. Now the CITB, which was, as I mentioned, was founded in 1945. It was very anxious that their first project should be a success, as they had been entrusted to develop a new residential extension. And a delay would have been loss of face. So Char's son, P.R. Ramaswamy, who took over the family business, he is the one. He has in his conversation with the documentarian, he mentions that his father was someone who thought on his feet, and along with the former chairman of CITB, C. Narasimha Rao, and chief engineer R. Madhavan, they collectively worked to circumvent the crisis. In a scene straight out of a film on the rainy midnight of August 19th, the team managed to quickly get another skilled mason called Arunachalam all the way from Tamil Nadu to finish the work. So, working with Petromax lamps till daybreak and in the rain, the team is supposed to have worked on this tall granite pillar that was finally ready for inauguration. One can just imagine the size of relief. I mean, after I have listened to this story, I can actually hear the relief when I pass by the Ashoka pillar. So today, the Ashoka pillar, a 20 odd feet tall granite stone structure, built at a cost of just rupees 3,000 at that time, represents a legacy of another era. The top of the pillar bears the four lions, similar to the national emblem. It also bears the Mysore's royal emblem, the two-headed mythological bird. Yes, you guessed it right, the Gandhavirunda. I have spoken so many times about the Gandhavirunda that, I mean, it's one of my favorite topics to speak about, especially when Karnataka is ever mentioned. So please do go back to my previous videos. In fact, previous video on Kote Venkatamana Swami temple also, I have mentioned about it. Maybe I'll make a separate video also on Gandhavirunda. Actually, I have, when Akshata Murthy wore the necklace with the same emblem, same pendant on it. Yeah, I think just please do go back and search for those videos, and maybe I'll link it also. Yeah. So the south end of Bangalore has since extended far and beyond this pillar and adjacent, but since it is adjacent to the beautiful Lal Bagh Gardens, it stands as a testimony to being part of Bangalore's history. The Bangalore of yore that we all romanticize so much about. And let us put our hands together in prayer that Bangalore gets back its former glory, away from potholes and the dust and the polluted lakes and whatnot. We just need to reclaim our garden city back. And with this story of Ashoka Pillar, I hope you found some value in it, and if you're a proud Bangalorean, please do share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, this is me, Sangeeta Venkatesh, signing off. Namaste.